We're here. The intro's here, folks. This is it. We're going into it, baby. This is what comic book Streamland is about. You know, we're going
non-professionalism, yes.
Non-professional. We going hot, baby. That's how we do, bro. That's how we do.
Yes, I know all about your non-professionalism. I've seen you dealing with your employees.
Oh, that is fucked up, kid. Are we supposed to curse within the first minute on YouTube or not?
I don't know what the fuck
you gotta hold back if you can. You gotta save it for minute 3.
You gotta save it. I'm sorry. I guess we're gonna get streamed out tonight. But
you're not gonna make you 2 cents. Go ahead.
I'm lucky if I get 2 cents. Well, what's up, everybody out there in Streamland? I am JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics, and tonight I'm going to be hanging out with these guys. If you've been watching us, you're familiar with who these guys are. And one of the things I want to ask them is, how do they consistently put out so much content, right? Tom is always dropping something. Calderon's always dropping something. Marvin's got something always going through Diamond. And with daily life going on, how do they keep their focus? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Crack a few jokes on each other, mostly make fun of me, and see what Tom's review of Under Paris is all about.
That's going to be the official segment every week now. Is Tom's going to rag on a shark movie?
I mean, there's enough of them for you to do one a week.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. I've contemplated this with some other people where we were going to start a podcast called the Fish Fry, Friday Night Fish Fry, and just talk shark movies every Friday night. You know, it's probably going to happen at some point as soon as I decide to do it.
Has there been a were shark?
There is a were whale.
A were whale?
Yeah, there was octo shark versus the were whale. Yeah,
the were whale. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be a were shark.
I mean, I'm not saying there isn't one, but that's not one that I've come across yet.
Yeah, right. It might be out there though. It's quite possible.
It could very well exist, and I just haven't found it yet. But yeah, a dude that at night he like has to go swimming because he turns into a shark. I'm down. Like that's stupid. I'm down.
One of the guys I did some work with has a line called Mech Whales. I think it's great, bro. He's got these whales that sit on top of these U-shaped mecha robots, and the tails are still sticking out. Really cool, man. They're going up against aliens.
What does that have to do with sharks?
We brought up were whale. That's why. That's why.
He went tangential. He's all right.
Come on, I'm within the Venn diagram. Come on.
Parallel. He's parallel.
Very parallel. Yeah, about 3 blocks away, parallel, but okay.
I came up with something. What you got? Well, you didn't bring nothing to the table. What did you bring it to the table?
There's no table here, buddy. We're online.
What are you bringing to the discussion? What are you bringing to the group? What are you sharing with us today? Sean, what's up, brother? How we doing?
How you doing, Sean?
Questions out there. What are you bringing to the group? What are you bringing to the table? Hey, you got anything on the Sharks?
What was the question again?
What do you got tangential to the were whale, to the ghost shark? What do you got?
Well, there's zombie sharks. Have they done zombie sharks yet?
Yeah. We spoke about that. There's this great fight with a shark and
there's a zombie fight. But I don't know that I've ever seen a zombie. I mean, there's Ghost Shark. Let me rephrase. There have been resurrected sharks, yes. Specifically called zombie sharks. Yeah. Again, not that I'm aware of, but
we need
highly possible. Highly possible.
Since Tom's been talking about sharks so frequently, there's this reel that keeps popping up in my feed about a guy who jumps off a pier. I'm thinking it's a pier in California. With a surfboard, lassos a shark.
Yeah, fake.
Is that legit, or is that
it's fake?
It's fake, right?
It's fake.
Okay.
He's got a fin with a motor on it. It's a good fake. It's a fun fake, but it's fake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's debunked. It looks good, man. It looks good.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't that he lassoed it. It's that he was supposedly he had a fishing rod and reel, so he caught it with his rod and reel, and the shark was taking him around. That was my shtick there.
I got you covered. Here you go.
You got what?
What happened? What do you got?
I threw it in the chat.
Oh, it's in the private chat.
Oh, it's in a private chat.
Oh, zombie shark movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't put it up because we're gonna get kicked out. But
Yeah,
right,
that's
zombie
true.
shark movie.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me for a second.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me for a second. Yeah.
Like,
All right.
Kevin Smith can't play the trailers of the movies he made on his own show without getting kicked off of YouTube. Fucking weird, man.
I saw one just on the movie thing. I saw one today. I didn't watch it all, the whole thing, called Monster NATO. So instead of sharks, there's a bunch of monsters inside.
Yeah, there's a cat one coming now too. It's like Meow NATO or some shit like that. It's going crazy, guys. It's out of control. It's wildly out of control right now.
There's a cartoon on Netflix called Exploding Kittens.
And then here's us
That's a card game.
over here making comic books instead of movies. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing, people? We're so far behind.
Dude,
Movies are expensive, man. Movies are expensive.
I don't
Movies
think
are
so.
expensive.
Based on what I'm seeing, I don't think they are. I think we can make this if we all just got together with a couple of iPhones and $50 on the weekend. Like,
But look, iPhones are $1,500 a pop. So
Yeah.
well, this is fair. This is fair. Okay.
They
Yeah,
shoot-
but we
they
all
shoot
have
great
one,
quality.
so we could get four
Yeah.
angles at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's a hell of a setup. I brought up an idea to somebody who I know that went to film school. Hey, let's put a movie together. A short.
Yeah.
Nothing big, right? A short, because
Yeah.
I forgot what Kickstarter it was, but they made a live action short as a stretch goal.
Mhm.
And if anybody in chat knows who they are, please shoot the word over here, right? And here I am thinking shooting guerrilla style, like you said, with iPhones, iPads, all of that stuff, and we cut it up, right? Or we shoot to edit and something very quick.
Yep.
And the response I got was, I don't have the time for that production. That's a lot of casting, rehearsals, location scouting.
Oh, I'm so
permits,
sorry. Something takes fucking effort. Boo hoo! Jesus
right?
Christ!
Makeup.
Well, I think what your friend is trying to tell you that is if that's something you want to do, knock yourself out.
But I do want to do it.
So knock yourself out.
But I
Go
don't
to film
have
school.
the technical directing skill.
Did
Right?
you just not hear me say go to film school,
Uh-huh.
develop those technical,
Uh-huh.
develop those skills,
Yeah.
and go knock yourself out. I've
Listen,
been to film school.
Listen, Jay, I have homework for you for next week.
Yes, go
Okay.
for it. Let me hear.
You're familiar with Tubi?
Yes.
Okay. I want
Love
you to
it.
go into Tubi.
Uh-huh.
I want you to just type shark in the
Yeah.
search. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. You are going to find the most ridiculous list of bullshit you will ever see in your life. I want
Yeah.
you to pick a couple of those pieces of shit movies
Uh-huh.
and just watch them and tell me how much directorial know-how those guys have.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
This is what
you.
I'm saying. Now, and listen, also let me
Thank
be
you.
very clear. I am not tearing any of those people down because they have done something I have not done, which is make fucking movies. I applaud you all for your attempts. But we all also know that these are just bad movies. But they're
Yes.
out there making them, and not just one. Like if you
Yes.
watch a few of these movies, you're like, I know who these people are. I know who this company is. It's almost like The Asylum, right? Like you know what an Asylum movie is, but it's just these guys on a micro budget doing their thing. So if you wanted to make a short, like a 20-minute thing or whatever you want to do,
Not even.
it's not that hard.
Right.
It might not look great. It might,
I'm
it's
with it.
not going to the theaters or anything, but
I'm with
you
it.
can make this stuff relatively easily.
I want to go old school America and get her done. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do, baby.
And I think that's what your friend just told you to do.
And I got no problem doing that. So I'm throwing this out there to anybody who's watching today, tomorrow, time after. Hit me
Anyone
up.
who's done,
If you're going to be out here for the New York Comic Con,
Yeah.
right? So the weather is it's a little warm, but it's still chilly at night. And you want to help me shoot a zombie short. Let's do this, baby. Let us
Are you gonna do it? You gonna do it Ed Wood style? No permits, just get out on the street and start shooting.
Yeah, no permits. Come on, man. There are streets in New York City that no permit is necessary. You know
that's because no one wants to go there.
Exactly.
Right.
And some of these streets are very close to the Javits Center, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're going to be here and you want to throw down, we could do it.
That's where all the trash and the rats are, right?
There you go. Not all of them.
He's not even saying no anymore. He's like, yeah,
I want to do this. Why not? Fuck it. Let's
go.
go.
Believe it or not, you can actually get permits for small films actually really cheap if you wanted to.
Okay.
Or you do a guerrilla style like Hollywood Shuffle.
I mean, listen. I mean, look. Like I said, I went to film school. I've done a couple of short films. It's like your friend says. It's labor intensive.
Yes.
You understand? Because it's getting all your ducks in a row.
Yes.
And you're gonna find that you're gonna shoot a scene, right? And then you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't shoot this angle, or I didn't shoot this angle. Once you go to edit it, you're gonna start realizing what you missed, right? You might have a leg up because this is a thing that helped me. Since I was so accustomed to doing comic books, I knew flow, so I could flow the story. Well, I know flow. I've seen your stuff. You should work it a little bit harder. So.
Come on, I read your shit
work
too.
on that flow, Jay.
Let me tell you something. All the flow you got, you still on here with me, Hammer. So listen. On the ladder.
Listen. Charity is what it is.
Wow.
But
you know what would be better than actually shooting the short that I want to do for New York versus the World would be shooting the behind the scenes stuff while we film the short. That would be the entertaining thing.
Believe it or not, I shot a short film. I think the most entertaining part was the outtakes.
There you go, man.
The most entertaining part was the outtakes. The outtakes the short wasn't funny, but the outtakes were hilarious. So But but seriously though, it is worth doing because you can't have a good time, but you have to be ready for certain things. What I would suggest: write a script, write a short one. And then if you artists like Chompy, have them do your storyboards for you, so that way you can map out your shots and block out your frames. That'll make life a lot easier for you. Now, if you feel confident that you can do that yourself in your own head, then fine, go ahead and do it. And then the only thing is just a matter if you're gonna have zombies is dressing them, because you say, oh yeah, well that's just putting some fake blood on them or whatever, right? So you got to go buy all that stuff. You got to say, oh, just bring on some tattered, shitty clothes. What if they don't have tattered and shitty clothes?
Right.
And then who are you gonna get for it?
Right.
Then you gotta do all that work. Who's gonna apply the makeup? Right.
Well, here's the thing: you got 3 layers, right?
It's more than that.
You got your star zombie, right? And those are the ones that you really apply the makeup to, right? Those are the ones that are going to get camera time. Then you got your background, and then you got your deep background, right? Background.
You're making a small indie movie. You don't have no deep background.
Yeah, you get like 2 zombies. You get 2 zombies.
Yeah, bro. Like seriously,
I'm fine with 2 zombies. So guess what? 2 zombies ain't going to cost me a lot. We'll make up. It's not.
Okay, I mean, but all I'm saying is like, look, I made a short film and I must have spent at least $1,500 on it.
Okay.
Just on minor props, little things, just buying little things. And then don't forget, if you do get actors, whoever you get, be ready to buy them lunch or dinner or whatever.
That's fine.
That's pizza party, man. Pizza party. It's fine. That's easy. Pizza party.
Fine, bro.
Pizza time.
We could do that.
Right, but I'm just okay.
I got it going in my head right now as we're talking, bro. I write zombie stories.
I just told you. Your friend in your text, whoever they are, I don't know your friend. He told you, go for it. You understand? That's what he's telling you. He's telling you, don't bother me, kid. Go do your thing.
And
that's what he's telling you.
We're all talking to the guy who's too stubborn to listen to, you can't do it.
And you need to sometimes stick your own hand in that fire to realize that it's fire. So stick it in there.
So here's the thing, right? How many of us?
As a matter of fact, you just got out of the hospital for sticking your hand in something, so you should know how bad this is.
Yes. Yes, it did. That's a story for another time. That's an outtake. But how many of us have stuck our? We put our money where our mouth is, and we believed in ourselves so much that here we are. We're making our own comic books. We're funding our own comic. We're funding our own books. We're producing our own books. We're getting out there, whether we want to admit it or not. We built a small business to do so. All right. But in building that small business and trying to figure all of that stuff out, what I've done is not have had as much output, right? My catalog for doing this since 2008, it's not that huge, right? Here's the majority of my books minus the last 3 that have come out. I would have loved to do more books. I do, but here I am trying to figure out how to run a small business at the same time. So I feel I haven't done enough as a comic book creator. So based on tonight's question, what are you guys doing to keep going at such a high output of content? I will start with the person I love to start with the most. Marvin.
Oh, not me.
How do you keep that output going, bro?
I mean, I think that's kind of the problem in the illusion of situation is that you're really not. I mean, okay. You're putting the grindstone down. And you're making it look like you're producing a lot of stuff, but you're really just trying to keep the lights going on in the head so that you can kind of get done what you're trying to do now. I mean, we jump back and forth. There's been a lot of starts and stops, even with my book, and we're about right where we were at before when we stopped last time. So, I mean, we put out a lot of books, but it's been like almost the same book over and over again. So, I mean, it's kind of, but if we all include all the other Comicsburg stuff that I help work and get out there, then, I mean, it stacks up on top of it themselves. But, man, you got a lot of stuff, though. That's a lot of books. And I would think that any other creator would look at that and say, I got 1 book, or I got 2 books, I got 3 books. That seems like a lot of stuff over the last 20 years or so.
All right, so I mean, like, is it my own imposter complex that I don't think I'm doing enough? That's why I think
that's you're putting a lot more pressure on yourself than you need to. Okay. You don't I would say it's always quality over quantity.
Okay.
I mean, you don't want to put out trash, right? So I would rather you put out 3 good books than 20 bad books, or 19 bad books and 1 good book than I mean, to me, if you're putting out something quality, it should take time. You should invest energy and emotion into it. Like just churning something out, that's what corporations do. I'm just going to churn something out, and if people see it, good. If they don't, we still make money.
Like Disney Plus.
Yeah. I mean, even we can say that for all those streaming services. Like it's just churn. They're just churning things over and over again, tricking you to sign it up for it for 3 or 4 months, and then I watched 2 things on it. Did I get my money's worth? No, but they're happy because they got my money.
Right. Okay.
All right. And how many of us have canceled?
And re-upped?
Right.
No, I have not come back. When I left Disney and Hulu, that was it. I'm done with that. And I'm a stockholder, guys, and I'm like, this is some trash, guys. I'm a stockholder. I should be getting it for free, is what I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you talk about getting a hit.
Yeah.
The stock taking a huge dive.
Yeah.
How much content can we throw at a person to get them not to unsubscribe, and then how can we bring them back? But then you look at something like Tubi, has 20,000 movies and TV shows. How many of them are good?
It's fair, except that we live in a world of shit, right? It's really interesting. Like we live in a world where stuff like we're talking about, people enjoy watching these crappy movies, but they know it's a crappy movie. They're going into it knowing, let's just watch a crappy movie. That's what's on Tubi. They have good stuff too, but a lot of it's just weird crap. But then all of a sudden, when Star Wars produces something that's crappy, we melt down. Like, oh my god, since when is Star Wars crappy? Like, oh my god, this is fucking terrible. I'm like,
it's funny that you brought that up. There, I found a old fanzine from back in 1982 where the people who were doing the zine said we're not doing it anymore because we hated Empire Strikes Back. They just canceled the whole thing because they hated Empire.
Wow.
Like, Star Wars fans have been hating Star Wars since the end of the first movie. Since the first movie ended, it's been a love affair of hate of Star Wars. Doesn't matter.
I mean, let's look at it. Christmas special, right?
Yeah.
The 2 Ewok movies.
Mhm.
The Droids cartoon was okay.
Ewoks
But
cartoon.
the Ewoks cartoon was right. Nothing for about 10, 15 years.
Mhm.
Then we had the Timothy Zahn novels, right? The Dark Horse books.
Yeah, Heir to Empire.
Then we got the prequels,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I know people that love the prequels. I mean, swear by it, right? They love Anakin, and it's like, all right, that's your guy.
Let me tell you, those 3 movies are awesome. You take all 3, you watch them in 90 minutes. It's a great movie.
Oh, you got the edited versions?
Just fast forward through. Anytime you see Jar Jar Binks or you see Anakin and what's it, Padme together, just fast forward through those as quick as you can. Just get through those segments. Listen, man, they're actually pretty good once you cut those parts out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom Menace is really a 10-minute movie. It's all you really need is about 10 minutes. Episode 2,
Right.
probably about the same, and then you can watch most of the last one. Then you're fine. You're fine.
There you go.
Okay.
I think the third one, the last one, has one of the best space battles I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, unquestionable. Yeah, really
Yeah.
good.
The last one. I'm sorry. The last prequel or number 9?
No, the prequel.
The
last
prequel,
prequel.
the
Revenge
opening,
of
the opening scene, yeah, of the third one.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Mhm.
You know, I think,
And
in my opinion,
I read something not long ago that that whole scene was supposed to be like twice as long. Like
Really?
however long the battle was, it was designed to be twice as long.
Mhm. Yeah, and I remember, I think Lucas said that he directed it in camera, like he was able to direct it in camera, like he was able, like the way you see it going, flowing through everything, like he was doing that actual, like, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, but
Okay.
The flow, Jay. The flow.
the flow.
exactly.
The flow. You know, other than that, I think the only thing that had good flow was the Gennady Tartarsky cartoons,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I know the one.
right? So before they went to the Clone Wars, they had some very nice stylized art animated.
The guy who did Samurai
miniseries.
Jack.
Right.
The guy who did Samurai Jack.
But,
Yes.
but then the funny part about all that is that people hated Ashoka. They hated her. And now
I like
she's
Ahsoka.
I had my
I like
mixed,
Ahsoka.
yeah.
I had my mixed.
No.
things.
On the Clone Wars, no, they didn't like her. Like the internet
Oh, gotcha.
hardcore.
Okay.
I always liked it. So.
Okay. So
Well, we're forgiving.
I want to get back. I want to get back to our question, but did we age out of? Oh, look at that!
Mhm.
This is-
Look at that! I got that too.
Well, we aged out in the context of like
Aged
what
out,
George
30
told
years
us.
ago.
Yeah, what like George has always said, like, this is for kids, guys.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is for kids. So
Mhm.
when the prequels came out, people that are my age, they had kids. And
Yeah.
so these movies came out. Those parents brought their kids to see Star Wars. Those kids, that's their experience. It's their movie experience anyway. I'm sure they saw it on TV or whatever, but that was their movie experience. And they got a new story, and they got Anakin, and they got Padme, and
And-
those
and-
kids now, 20 years later, love that shit because that's
Mhm.
their characters, that's their story, and they got more of it than we ever did with Clone Wars and Rebels and all that kind of stuff.
And they enjoy Jar Jar.
I don't know
I
if
have
it's
heard-
gone that far, but
Well,
they don't.
I was at a con where a guy my age was arguing with another creator, both creators, a younger creator, and he loved Jar Jar.
I think
And I
to
think it's
me,
just
I have a
generational.
sense that the Jar Jar love came around just because of what Ahmed Best was put through. Like people realized that
possible.
guy got just torn apart, and it
Mhm,
wasn't his
mhm.
fault, right?
Right.
And so there's sort of
Mhm.
this extra like, okay, we're gonna accept Jar Jar because that was fucked up.
Right, yeah.
And so he's sort of become this thing. But
Mhm.
like I never hear talk about Jar Jar much in any of these other
No.
shows. You know, he's off to the side. He's moved aside. But I think
Yeah.
people just love him just because, like, all right, we fucked it up. Sorry, Ahmed, come in.
Mhm.
We'll love you now.
Oh.
Just like with Anakin. I mean, everybody was down on Anakin, Hayden Christensen for his acting and stuff, right? And it wasn't
Mhm.
great, but you know, whatever. But now
He
it's
was
like,
really-
oh,
he was
thank
really
you,
good.
welcome back to the group, and you know.
He was really good on Obi-Wan.
He
Oh
was.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm talking about the movies,
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah.
Well, then, like there was an old interview I saw with George Lucas when he talked about how people didn't like R2 and C-3PO. He
Mhm.
said he got angry mail about those two characters. Said they were too goofy. So again, like people are just angry about
Right.
stuff.
Right. People are going to be angry. Right.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone, right? All of the time.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what it is, right?
Absolutely.
So, getting back to tonight's question, Tom, right? How do you keep your output so high, right? Or do you think you're doing enough as a creator?
Well, every day I wake up, Jay, and I walk around the lake a few times. I get that fresh air and the sunshine on me. You know, I
Is it
fight
not
through
in the
these.
90s over there?
I fight through the 72-degree weather and just really, you know, I really just power through in the morning, Jay. You know, I think I'm sort of a weird, interesting case because when I started, I was full throttle, like from the beginning. Like there was a time before we went to Aspen, I was putting out 3 to 5 books a month with Big Dog Inc., which is insane. And to be honest, it's like kind of what Marvin said. I can look back and be like, the quality is not what it could have been because we were just trying to keep up.
Yeah, sure.
Or I was trying to keep, I was writing it. So I have to keep up, right? I'm writing 3 to 5 scripts a month. Like that's, I know writers do that, but for me, especially in as a new writer, you know, in the early years of my career, like I was just trying to keep up and keep things on time and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things that I enjoy most now with the Kickstarter method, where we're doing 4 to 6 issues a year now, so like every other month, and it's really only one script every other month, right? Or one book being released every other month. It's allowed me to concentrate on the quality a lot more than the quantity, right? So, you know, when we were like 7 years in and I was with Aspen and people were like, Jesus Christ, you did all this in 7 years. I'm like, yeah, I know, it's crazy. And then all of a sudden the production slowed down because again, we were with Kickstarter, one book every, whatever it was.
Mhm.
We even now, when I tell people like, this is 14 years, our output from years 1 through 7 to now is drastically lower, but people are still like, holy shit, you did all of this in 14 years. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Like this is quite a bit of stuff, especially across all the different types of books that we do and so on. So for me, I've kind of reveled in the slowdown because I'm a little more happy now with what's actually making it to the page. And while I would love to be going faster and you know, doing that like monthly books or whatever, I know that my writing has changed because I've had time to change it and upgrade it and level it up. And people see that in the books. I mean, there's a point in the books where people kind of have, you know, noticed that I did things differently. And they talk to me about it and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of where I made changes, decisions, active, mental, like I'm changing how I do things. They're like, yeah, you can see sort of the level up as the things go through. So I'm like, this is all right. This is all right. I feel like we all are used to that monthly. We all came through every month. It's the X-Men. Every month it's Captain America. Every month it's, you know, whatever. So we have that sense of, fuck, man, I am so far behind because, you know, Spawn is at 328 issues, right? But so what? That's
Okay.
Todd, you know.
All right, you say your yearly output is 4 to 6, right? My high for the year is 4.
Sure.
Right? I'm like, I push hard to get 4.
Sure.
So how are you getting over the hump to make sure you've got your ducks lined up, you know, in a row to get those 4 to 6 coming out in a year. What are you doing to minimize distraction? How are you streamlining things?
Well, Jay, every morning I wake up and I walk around the lake. Now it's you know, I have the advantage that this is all I do. That's a big part of it. Like most people have like 9-to-5 job. They go to do 9 to 5. They come home. They do their comics. This is all I do. I mean, I do other things. Like I sell comics. I do live shows. I do other things, but I don't have like I go to work and then I come home. So for me, I'm an outlier because I have that sort of advantage of I can focus on comics all the time, whether I'm buying collections and selling them, which keeps me in the headspace of comics. It's not like I'm going to a job. I'm out of the headspace and I come back. I'm always in the comic book storytelling headspace because of all of the stuff that I do. So that's just an advantage for me in that context. And I think that's one of the hardest things to do is to like do something that takes you out of the headspace and then coming back in and being like, I have to write today, or I have to make the campaign, today, or whatever it is. You have to be able to mentally kind of turn things on and off quickly in a lot of cases to not waste a lot of time. So again, so for me, I'm an outlier, but I for the last 14 years, this is all I've been doing. I put myself in the position where all I do is write, edit, art direct, whatever I got to do. And that's just where I'm at now.
Okay. Calderon, where do you sit on this?
I mean, for myself, look, it's the one thing I tell everybody, right? It's like, you sit down for at least an hour a day, every day. You do your writing for an hour, right? And then, but usually for me, it's not an hour. It's usually an hour, 2.5 hours every day, right? And then, you understand? Anything else in life, you got to be consistent, right? If you're going to exercise, you got to be consistent. If you're going to, eat well, is consistency. So you got to do it every day, religiously. It is just constantly banging at it. Right now, between the two artists that I'm working with on the Oswald Chronicles, I'm probably producing 7 to 8 books a year, probably about 200. On occasion, I'll have another artist work on it, and maybe I'll get a 9th book, sometimes a 10th. With Dan Tales, with C. Michael Lanning, I got another issue of Magi's Grace coming out, maybe 2 of those a year. And then there we'll see. I mean, I'm really is going to be a remastered comic that I did in 1992. You understand? It was originally released in black and white. Relettered the whole book, on it, and had it colored. You understand? So that's coming back out. I'm gonna put out issue 2, put out issue 3, and then hopefully finish it. You understand? Because I never got any. I got a partial of issue 4. Hopefully get that done, 5 and 6, and then wrap it up. You understand? So it's just a matter. I feel consistency. You just got to constantly work at it. And with that comes, some sacrifices, obviously. You can't allow yourself to be less TV, right? Less watching TV, less watching movies. If I go watch a movie, I go watch a movie, and that's that. But I still got to make sure that I keep the time to do the other things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, but that's when it's you. Right? Making comic books is not just you.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you keep those same work efforts with the rest of the team that's on your books?
Well, I have
Well, we know what he's doing then. He just signs off of of live streams and he gets to work. I get it.
Like I stopped doing Jay's podcast and I go right into
I just right back to work. That was it. I managed to bang out another 5 pages. No, but I mean, what I do is I just have contracts with the artists.
Okay.
Both of them are contracted to do 2 pages a week. That's it. You understand? So they do 2 pays and then continue on to live their lives, do other things, take on other projects, do their own projects, whatever. You understand? So it's not like, I'm impeding so hard on their lives. Sometimes I have some projects that it's 1 page a week. You understand? So it's like, if it's consistent, right, and you're at it a long time, you end up with a lot of work, and that's how I do it. So,
Oh yeah.
and it keeps them busy.
Okay. All right. We'll go back to the top with Marvin. How do you keep your collaborators? No, excuse me, your collaborators focused so they can match your work ethic?
Actually, they were kind of most of the time ahead of me. I'm always getting emails saying, "Hey, what's new? What do we have new from Mark all the time." So, I mean, he kind of keeps me in line on some things, and then most of the time, everyone's ready to go. Most of the time, so I don't have to like rein anyone in except for Luis, because he's always busy. Like because he does Ninja Turtles for IDW, so I can only grab him every once in a while to do a cover. He hasn't been able to do a full book in a while. So he's the outlier on the outside that I'm always trying to pull in, because he's one of our best guys with colors.
Okay. All right, Tom, how do you do that?
I mean, I fire people if they fuck up. That's step one.
How many chances did
everybody kind of has to know, like, get your portion of it done, and if you can't, then I can't keep hiring you. I may let you finish a book, so we have some continuity and whatever it is. But if I just see consistent, delays, that just throws everything off for me. And there are exceptions to the rule, and if I see problems or not, like every single time, like this is a problem right now, I'm like, that blows. I understand. Like, take care of it and we'll move on. But if it's every time we do something, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. I can't have that problem. So it reaches a point where I just have to say, I can't hire you anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So have you brought anyone back after you've let them go?
Never.
Same.
Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
And it's not like I ghost them out. It's not like I'm like, but I talk to them. I'm like, look, man, I mean, you got to understand where I'm at. Like, every time we did something, this was a problem. So how am I supposed to know the problem won't continue to happen? Right. Mm-hmm. Or whatever it was that caused the rift. But here's the thing that a lot of artists, whatever creative people in the business, I think don't really understand is, and I use the football analogy, right? There's 32 starting quarterbacks, right? In football. Behind every one of those quarterbacks is 100 guys ready to take the spot when he goes down or if he fucks up.
Oh yeah.
So it's the same thing for every cover artist that I'm hiring. Let's say I got 10 guys that I'm working with regularly. Behind every one of those 10 guys is another 10 guys ready to take the spot if someone fucks up, can't do it for whatever reason, whether it's a short-term thing or whatever. There's always a replacement. Now, obviously, if I'm working with J. Scott Campbell and he goes, I can't do it anymore, I don't have a replacement. I don't have a Tom Brady to put in immediately. But, you understand the space is filled like that in an instant. So if artists become problematic for whatever reason, lateness or, just poor attitudes or whatever it is, you'll be replaced tomorrow. And that's not to sound like a dick or threats or anything. It's just reality. I mean, I've had it happen. I've literally had I had an artist drop out on me one time, a week before I launched a Kickstarter campaign. 1 week. He was like, no, I can't, I'm out, not interested. And I was like, motherfucker. I went to another guy, a big name guy. And I was like, yo, somebody just screwed me. What can you help me in any capacity? And he was like, yep, I'm in. And the big name took over for the smaller name, and just like that. Mm-hmm. So you can be replaced. You may not have J. Scott Campbell dollar value in the replacement, but that guy now has the spot, and he gets the spotlight put on him. Hey, Tom's doing a thing. Wonder if that guy's going to do a cover again. Oh, there he is again. There he is again. There he is again. So that guy now gets the spotlight. And that's the creative cycle of all of this. So if you want to be a part of what I do, what Jay does, Marvin, JD, whatever, just do it. And if there's problems, here's the other thing. If there's problems, you got to tell your editor or your creator, your writer, whatever it is. Just say, look, dude, I am struggling. I cannot get this done. Say no, because no is equal value to me as saying yes, right? Because if you say yes and you don't do it, I'm fucked. If you say no, I can say, all right, we'll come back to you. I appreciate it. No problem. I realize you're busy. I realize you're sick. I realize whatever. You said no, that's fine. I'm not going to cut somebody down for saying no. I can't do it. But if it's yes, and then you leave me hanging for a week before a campaign, that's a problem. But a no is valuable. A no is knowing yourself. A no is knowing you can't hit the deadline. And I, as an editor, go, okay, I got it. That guy knows what he's doing, and we'll come back to him next time.
All right. Marvin, let's go up to you now. Sure. Have you ever had to let somebody go? And when you have, if you have they ever tried to come back? And did you let them back in?
Yes, I have, and no, they have not. So, I mean, like Tom was saying, is that you can't mess around with that kind of stuff, because it could cost you money. It costs you time, because you start with someone and they're like, oh, well, they're moving really slow, or they can't hit deadlines if you have deadlines. And then your process is broken. You have to replace them with someone else. Well, I wouldn't want to work with that person anymore. Like you showed me that you don't care really about the project that you're working on, and it's just something you want to play around with. Move on, and then there's no reason to go back to that person. Or if they want to come back and they say, well, I've changed, give them another chance. They do the same thing. Now you got egg on your face again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Calderon, you want to finish this up?
Yeah, I mean, I've do that. I fired people 2 pages in. Like, I got that second page, didn't like it. I was like, you're done. I was like, you're done.
Hit the bricks.
Sorry. Hit the bricks. I've done it. But it's like, the thing is like, and usually it's for Oswald. I mean, it's hard for me to find an artist that can capture the character, right? So if I find one, I treat them well, or I do my best to, right? And I'm paying their rate, right? And if I find they don't live up to their end, I'll just cut them.
In the middle.
Right in the beginning. I won't let them get us. I will not let them get that far in.
Okay.
I'll literally, it'll be a page 2. And the thing is I'll ask for corrections first.
Okay.
You understand? I'll be like, correct this, fix this. Right. It says make these corrections. And if they don't make those corrections, I'll be like, well, you don't listen.
Do you find it difficult to let them know before anybody else can eat, you got to finish? That other people are waiting for your work to do their work. And nobody makes money until all of the work is done.
That's not how I run my business.
Okay.
I run my business like one person does their work.
Yeah.
I get it. I pay them. And then when I have enough, I give it off to the next person. Because the only thing is 2 layers. I mean, I got everybody's pen and inking their own stuff, and then I have the colorists, right? Typically, when it gets to the colorist phase of it, I have like hundreds and hundreds of pages that I can pass off the colorist. So it's not like they ever have to be kept waiting, But my deal is the same with them. I give them 2 pages a week as well. So it's like it's consistent. You understand? And that's the way I like it. I like consistency. You understand? I could dump 100 pages on a colorist, and what are they going to do? Give it to me 5 pages at a time, 6 pages at a time, 7 pages at a time, and then maybe say, oh, I got to take on this big project, and I can't give you anything for 3 months, right? Whereas if I just stuck to 2 pages a week, that they can still do even with the big project. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tom, do you find it difficult to explain to the team, before person B can do their work, person A needs to get their stuff done, or do you have no problems in that area at all?
No, I always do that. I mean, that's what everybody has to understand, and it starts with me because I have to have the script. If I don't have the script, artists can't do their thing, so it has to start with me, and I'm not perfect. I've flubbed my job. But that's the advantage of being the boss too. But I fully admit I have flubbed my job and not had pages ready for the artist when they were ready. So it's always good, and I have no problem with this. It's always good to have an artist who will also, like Marvin was saying, will keep you on sort of on track. Whereas like, hey, I'm going to be done with this, whatever, at the end of July, and then I'm ready for more. And then I'm like, okay, I know when you're planning to be done, I can be ready for you at that point too. So I'm always open to the artist being like, I'm trucking, I'm rolling. This is what's happening. This is where I am. Be ready for me, dumbass. Do your job too. I'm okay with that. So, yeah, but I think a lot of people, most artists understand the chain. But I think that there's definitely folks that just don't, I don't want to say they don't care because that's a little too cold. Right. But I think that they just assume, because like I said, a lot of people, it's not their job, right? It's comics are their hustle, right? So in their mind, it's kind of like, well, if we don't get it done, it's just a side hustle. It's not a big thing. But in reality, even if it is a side hustle, trying to hit deadlines as best as you possibly can, that's important.
That's a little bit.
Hold on. Can I just add something? Here's the other thing with when I work with my artists, I'm not handing over single issues. I'm handing over whole stories. So when they get something from me, they're getting what could possibly run 200 pages.
God damn.
Right? So I hand them the whole thing. I'm like, here you go. And they know this. They know. And they're like, okay. And they read through the whole thing and they'll send me back. And I'll get back a sheet of questions, man. And it'll be a sheet. And they'll be like, okay. And then I go through the sheet one point at a time and I explain everything. And we go through, we hash it out. If I have to send them any reference, I send them all the reference I can. And that's it. And we move forward. And that's how I work. And the thing is it makes it smoother for everybody. Because then this way, I'm not guessing who's going to finish the book or whatever. You understand? I have one consistent vision on this arc. You know what I mean? So if I have to change an artist on the next arc, so be it.
Okay. Daphne brought up a nice point here. As someone who ended up inking an entire comic in a weekend, to me, the deadline the artist blew, I can say they don't care. They're holding people up, and that's unfortunate.
And mind you, that was a friend of ours. That was a close personal friend.
That hurts. That really does hurt. But Sal brought up something over here.
There's also something here where artists, like we talked about, quantity over quality, right? Mm-hmm. In the art world, a lot of artists are like quality over quantity. Like I would rather spend another day on this page to like make it really good, and I'm like, we don't have a day. Like I need you to just, what it is what it is. And I had an artist who just kept, I would approve pages and he'd move on to some other stuff. But then later on, I'd get a message back and he'd be like, oh, you know what? I went back to page 3 and I tinkered it. I'm just like, yo, you should be on 6 right now. Like, yeah. I approved that. That's fine. Like, let's go up here. And so he just had that mindset of like, I could do it better. I could do it better. And that's a good mindset, but you need to do better as you're going and just grow throughout.
But Tom, he didn't get all the stitching and the denim correct. So
I know.
The filigree on the door hand.
Yeah.
Exactly where he wanted it.
Yeah.
So.
And when he showed me the page, I was like, yeah, okay, it's better. It's better. I agree with
I still need all that other stuff
fine,
too. Yeah.
Except that now 6 is now behind, where we should be. Yeah. So it's just sometimes you run into those guys who are like, oh, give me a little more time and I can do more. And I'm like, no, you have to understand that all of this there's a flow, Jay. There's a flow. Right. And we've got to maintain the flow as best we possibly can. So this is it. This is your time. And now we got to move it to the inker or the colorist or whatever it is.
Right. So here's a question for you. Do you all remember the that page, that Batgirl page of her bathroom that was up a couple, like, was it just like 2 years ago?
Yeah,
or so?
and it was like the design was all fucked up, like the door was behind the
Oh,
toilet
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Mhm.
So I mean, what would you do if you got a page like that?
Oh, I would have never let that go through. I would have seen that in an instant. I'd be like, yo, I know you're not an architect, but doors don't go behind toilets and
Toilets, yeah.
bathtubs.
Right, but how many, like, you have to think that three, well, at least 4 people saw that and no one said anything.
It doesn't matter. I see it. I got something today from somebody,
Mhm.
right? This is minuscule. I would show this to you and I'd be like, what's wrong with this? None of you would see it. But in my brain, I'm like,
Yeah.
that foot is wrong. Like it
Right.
needs to turn a little bit and then it flows better.
Mhm.
Jay. It flows better with the leg, you know, how the leg is. And he was like, and he understood. He was like, oh yeah, but he tried to explain it to me. He's like, well, the leg's kind of like this. And I'm like, no, like it needs to turn. And not even a lot. I even told him, like, not a lot, but it shouldn't be a straight on shot. We should be seeing a little, you know, a little 3-dimensionality to it. So
I mean,
I see that
that-
stuff a lot. And 9 times out of 10, I'll be like, we got to fix that. But every now and then, like if we were really hustled for time on that, I'd be like, don't even worry about it. Just go.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
so
like, thinking about that.
No, hold on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, to Tom's point, Dave Stevens has a documentary out, and there's a portion in there where they talk about him illustrating a bulldog and how he messed. Like he literally went back and redrew this dog's foot. I think it was 3 days, over and over again, to get it correct. You know, but this is Dave Stevens, and this is why it looks the way it does. And in some instances, you got to be like, okay, right? Travis Charest, when he did the Meta Barons, he only did, I think, half the book, right? And look, he was doing it for the French. And when the French tell you you're too slow, yo, you're slow. Okay? It's like, you know, because he was doing a panel a week.
Wow.
Okay, but if you look at those panels, they're incredible. If you get a hold of that book, look at those. I mean, look at the stuff he did. I only wish it was like 10 times the size so I could see it in life size, right? Because I got the small one version. But if you look at them, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But it's like, yeah, man, sometimes you got to be like, yeah, you got to like move it along a little bit, you know?
okay. So Marvin, what were you going to add to that?
Well, what I was going to say is that's where we're talking about the quality over quantity thing. Like when do you stop that and you just go speed and say that this needs to get done? Stop. You're still on that one panel. Move on because it's not going to get any better. But when you look at the Batgirl page, I don't see how that got through 4 people without anyone noticing how badly that looked and how it was going to become like this big thing on the internet for was like 2 days, 3 days, something like that. So it's
I'm
really
still
surprising.
talking about it.
Yeah, well, we're talking about it because it's in context, but it's really weird that got through so many people when, like Tom, he noticed a foot. Like, how do you not notice all those? It was like one of those puzzles where it's like find out what's wrong and it's everything.
So, okay, I had a similar experience where a book that was released by me recently, because we were behind, and I'm like, okay, you spent too much time on this, we got to kick it up a notch. The artist kicked it up a notch, but also used some shortcuts that went by me because I was behind, right? So panel 2 on a page was just a zoomed in panel of panel 5. It was the same fucking image. It was just super zoomed in. And I'm like, and I didn't notice that till I'm reading it on, on the proof. I'm like, son of a, but.
Oh, but is
was
that
part of
really
that
an
on
issue?
me? Hold on.
But I mean, is it really an issue since that he didn't redraw it? Is it an issue because you felt cheated because he didn't draw something? Or is it an issue because it didn't fit?
It was an issue a little bit because I feel it didn't fit, but
okay, because that's an issue.
More so that I was so backed up in what I was doing, I didn't notice the nuances of it, right? And I'm like, oh my god, it's the same fucking panel, right? It's the bristles on the 5 o'clock shadow are in the same spot, and the glare on the scope is in the same spot. I'm like, right? And I'm like, was that me not catching it from the beginning? Was that me putting too much pressure on the artist? Was it as big a screw up as I'm thinking it is? Or is it the Dave Stevens moment? Okay, we got it out. Let's go. Let's move on to the next thing.
It's on you.
Yeah,
it's on you.
All you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you. You fucked up.
Did you edit? Were you the editor on that book?
Were you the publisher on that book?
But see, at the end of the day, when you're reading the book and you get to the page, does it work?
It works.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's what I was asking you. Right. That's what I was asking. If it didn't, if there was something wrong, like it didn't fit, you understand? Then it's an issue. But if it works, right?
But okay, this comes back to the main question of the night, right? With all of this stuff on my plate, how do I focus?
But you only do 4 books a year, so you don't have much of a plate to be filled.
It's a tiny plate.
It's
an hors d'oeuvre plate.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh boy! Woo! Woo! Yeah. Oh, I got you, kid. Yeah, I got you.
No, I got you. I got you, sir.
You did. Next time you see a guy in uniform in front of your house, I'm just saying, watch out.
It could be a mailman,
You know what I mean? We're a community, bro. You know what I mean? We look out for each other. All right.
Okay.
That was good. I gotta take it. All right. What are the things that you're hoping people take is your latest book that's coming out, and it's in pre-launch page.
Pre-launch page, yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why I'm sharing this right after that violation that you gave.
Is it a violation though? Is it?
You motherfucker! So explain, senor.
Explaino.
Okay. So the Dreamweavers, 48-page full color book. Something like I said, I did started back when the first book I ever printed was 1992. This is something that I think people see and they're gonna be a little surprised that the quality of the work that some really young kids could put together, because we were like 19, 20 years old. We're just out of high school or college. And basically it's the Dreamweavers. The Dreamweavers is 4 kids. When they go to sleep at night, they wake up as their role-playing game characters and they hunt down demons. And there's a bunch of demons set loose on Earth and they're hunting them down. And there's an entire plot to try to take over the entire Earth. So it's their job to correct. And they have help from various other teams. These 2 characters you see, Sugar and Spice, they're from a team called the Security. From Security, they're basically an arm of the police force, and they are the superpowered arm. So they're basically like a SWAT team, but all they deal with is superpowered issues, and they're part of that team.
Okay.
That's the very truncated, very short.
I could tell. Yeah. This launches when?
Haven't decided yet. I don't know. It may be in 2 weeks. It may be in 2 months. I haven't really decided yet because I just finished the Oswald 2 days ago, and then or yesterday, and then I have the next one for that ready to go. So I may do that one and then launch this one, or I may launch this one before. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. So are you one of those people that you will fulfill or you won't launch until you fulfilled?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, with this one, it's a little different. So I won't launch Oswald until I fulfill it. I would launch this while that process is going on because this is a different thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like this is a different property.
Give me a little bit more context. This is because it's still a comic.
No,
right?
no, I know, but this is a different comic. So the Oswald Chronicles is one, right? Tall Tales is another, and in Dreamweavers, this is another one. So I can launch this one and not feel any guilt about it without having fulfilled the Oswald Chronicles.
Okay.
But I won't launch another Oswald Chronicles without fulfilling Oswald. Just like I wouldn't launch issue 2 of Dreamweavers without fulfilling issue 1.
So have you ever gotten any blowback from somebody or multiple somebodies when you've done that?
No.
Okay. What about you guys? Tom, Marvin, do you guys fulfill after do you launch after you fulfill the previous campaign, or do you go for it?
I just go.
I've still only done one, so I mean I can't answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah, I just go. I just go.
You just
Tom
go.
doesn't care. He's going to fulfill.
Right.
I've been doing it long enough that people should know that even if we fall behind, it's going to happen. It's done, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, I don't I've occasionally gotten some folks that have been upset. Why am I doing this without that? And I'm just like, cause we have to go, man. We got to go. And
when you did the action figure, I remember somebody getting pissy when they thought that Big Bag Toy Store was going to get the figure before they got it.
Yep. But even in that situation, they didn't even understand that Big Bad Toy Store only got one version, and the Kickstarter version was only us. Like Big Bad Toy Store didn't even have that version. So, whatever.
So if anybody's interested in Dreamweaver's #1 paranormal superhero urban fantasy, the pre-launch link is right there in the comments. So jump on that bad boy.
There you go.
All right. And then, Marvin and Tom haven't sent me anything. Tom's going to be launching something next week. He doesn't have his pre-launch page.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe we don't know you because this guy's hitting enough money to buy his own lake, and Marvin has not launched yet.
No.
Sign up pages are overrated.
I put it into the chat. You can show it again. But yeah, I'm not planning to launch until August 24th. I might do a live thing on that day. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Or I can launch it on your show, or we can do some kind of
rock and roll, baby.
I mean, hold on. Can I say something about Tom's comment?
Okay.
The sign up pages do work, but in your case, I think your mailing list is so strong that you don't need it. You know what I mean?
No,
right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I guarantee you, it's not.
Your mailing list?
My mailing list is weak sauce. My interaction with it is weak sauce. But my experience with the launch pages, I have launched books with 10 people watching that. I have launched with over 100 people watching the page before. And in both of those situations, my day one launches are the same. We get 100 some odd backers, so much money. Like it's reached a point with us where, and that has nothing to do with my email list. Because again, it's weak sauce. It's totally even out of date. It doesn't even have new people in it.
But I mean,
I'm getting it from my regular guys that just know me.
Yeah.
And then, when Kickstarter automatically tells everybody like, hey, Tom's doing a new thing. Like that's just where it comes from. And but I will say this, and this is something that you guys, you need to pick a date and you need to talk about that date for a long time. We're going here. 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 There's so many people that like do it and they're like, well, I don't know, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe next month. I don't know when we're going to, so the people that are following really have no clue.
Yeah.
So the more that you can, and this is not to say that you can't move and shift if you need to, but like Marvin was saying, like August 24th, like, okay, cool. Marvin, August 24th. That's going to be as much value to you as just the sign up page is going to be.
Right. So, speaking of Marvin's August 24th, let's show everybody what is coming out from Marvin on August 24th. Marvin, you want to talk to him, brother?
Sure. So this will be the Edge issues 5 through 9, which covers the Reign of Chaos storyline. I posted on Facebook the other day. We've got a pill bottle of a drug called Octus Vis, which is the street, or not a street, but the commercial version of the Edge. So you'll be able to get that at your pharmacy or through the Kickstarter. You'll be able to get it through the Kickstarter. And because I'm such a cool person, there'll be pills in the bottle and there'll be capsules. And a couple lucky people cracking the capsules, there'll be a card in there that says you won something. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet.
Oh, nice. Okay, I would have just filled it with Skittles. Way to fucking think outside the box,
Well,
bro.
it was originally going to be candy, but I figured I don't want to ship like stuff like that through the mail because we have stuff that goes overseas, and I don't want it to like sit in a warehouse somewhere and melt,
Okay.
go bad.
Okay.
But yeah, so maybe it'll be a mix, like depending on where it goes, it'll be candy and maybe that little surprise in there. So we'll see.
Right. Okay. Well, if anybody's interested in signing up for his pre-launch page, the launch is on August 24th.
Marvin.
The link is right there in the comments.
Marvin, do you want critique?
Sure.
I got 2 critiques.
Uh-huh.
One is my forever critique. Put your logo in the picture.
Yes.
I will always tell everybody that. Please brand yourself in your picture, guys. But the second one, and this is like a real thing. Like you, when people like us see this, we understand that volume 1 is probably available, but the casual scroller might see volume 2 and be like, "Oh, I missed volume 1."
Yep.
So I would put it in your title, like volume 1 and 2, something like that. And then in your description at the bottom, or just leave it volume 2 and put it in your description at the bottom, like volume 1 available, just something to indicate that if they missed the volume 1, that they can still get a volume 1. Otherwise they might just scroll by and be like, I missed it. Never mind.
Okay, cool.
Because we exist in that I need a starting point,
Right.
world. And it might be just slightly enough that, people would pass over it if they don't think they can get a 1.
Right. So since you bought up volume 1, it's going to have a new cover. So this will be our 3rd volume 1 cover. So we had one for the original Kickstarter, one that went to Diamond, and a new one for this. Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I love covers. I just love churning out covers and selling the same book over and over again.
Yes,
That's my new favorite
I
thing.
agree. I agree.
So if you want, sign up for Marvin's pre-launch page. The link is right there in the comments. And then the last one for the evening, folks, will be something that's launching next Saturday. I don't know what the date is. Off the top of my head.
13th.
Saturday the 13th?
Mhm.
You missed. You
Okay.
missed it. You missed.
What do you mean? What did I miss?
Saturday the 14th.
Oh yeah. That was a decent funny horror movie. I remember when it came out, But along the lines of that horror, we got my pin set coming out, launching next Saturday here on Comic Book Streamland. So these will be approximately 2-inch hard enamel pins based on our mascot from New York versus the World, Betsy, the Zombie of Liberty. So she will have her regular full color pin, a glow-in-the-dark black and white pin, and some of the other pins that were offered in the previous sets, along with the new logo pin as well. We will be doing this next Saturday, launching at 8. We're gonna have the usual trivia contest we do at our launch. Tom will be here. He'll be launching. We're looking for somebody to dethrone him. What do you got? A 2-game win streak right now, buddy? Or 3?
3. Well, I got 2 with you and I got 1 with somebody else. Yeah.
Listen.
So it's 2.
We don't count that.
It's 2.
We don't count that. We don't count that. You got a 2-game win streak.
2.
Okay. Unless they're part of the family. If they're part of the family, we count it. Right? But we gotta unseat you anyways. So come here, have fun. We'll drop some Q&As. We'll have some trivia. We'll launch this bad boy, and hopefully we'll find out if Calderon has snuck in his launch sometime during the week as well.
No. I have to fulfill. So
You got to fulfill. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I won't get the books back from the printer for at least a week or two.
No. Okay. Oh, speaking of fulfilling, my book, New York versus the World #3, is now in fulfillment for all physical copies. Anybody watching, you should be seeing your books, later on this week. All right. I'm gonna spend tomorrow rocking and rolling.
I didn't get mine today.
Yeah, because it came in today, buddy. It came in today.
Okay.
It came in while I was at your place, Emma,
Picking up your cards, I got you.
picking up my cards. All right. So I
You're
was
welcome,
over there.
by the way.
And the link to sign up for that pre-launch page is in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. We've been rocking here more than an hour, bullshitting with the guys, talking some good stuff. Hopefully we shared some of our knowledge with the creators out there who have been maybe stuck with some of the same questions that I had for the evening. I hope it helps. And, for those of you watching on the replay, catching it again on Twitter, please say something to us. Let us know that.
We're not going to
Maybe
run for
someone's
another 3 hours.
What do you mean?
Well, Marvin and I have to have a discussion because he invoked under Paris. So
Oh,
There you go.
oh, wait. So we're gonna bring this up live? Let's bring up on the Paris now. Come on. What happened?
well, I'm just curious if he. Everybody knows I didn't like it.
I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, you didn't watch it? Oh, well,
Yeah,
then
I saw it
it's
today.
pointless
Oh.
conversation. Then, all right, yeah.
Oh, so all right. No. Before we go to before we close the door on that, is it just subtitled or can we go dubbed?
There are dubs. The writing is terrible. You are gonna cringe as you listen to the dubs. I don't know how bad it is with the regular voice and
Okay.
the sub. That I don't know. I watched it.
What's
dubbed,
the original language? Is
And
it
as
French?
I think it's Italian. I think it's an Italian movie. I may be
Okay.
wrong.
That would depend on where you're printing at.
Yeah. Okay. So Michael asked a question: is there a time of the year when getting books printed for fulfillment is more difficult for whatever reason? I found out that the printer I used was in the middle of a move
Hmm.
from one
problem.
location to the next.
It's a problem.
I did not know this. This was not made aware to me in an email. They just said in the order form that things will be a little bit longer in the ordering process.
Mhm.
But I didn't find out until the person who owns the company was on a podcast saying that they moved from one location to the next. So that
It's
that was a
going to
little
vary from printer to printer.
Yeah.
So if you're printing like in China, then you have to be aware of Chinese New Year.
Yeah, January, February is rough overseas in that regard, but
And just the ship time.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, for my current fulfillment I'm doing here, I'm using a company called Mixem. You can find them online, mixem.com. I use them for my trades. We do small runs anywhere from like 50 to 100 pieces.
okay.
The core cost on them is a little bit higher, as opposed to doing a bulk run like you would do overseas, but it's still affordable. And typically a week, 2 weeks, something along those lines. So I mean, the thing is, because they have plants all over the U.S. I think they have plants in Europe and in Canada because they're an English company. So I mean, so they're pretty reliable. So it just depends who you use.
Okay.
I would bring that up when you contact the printer and say, are there any cutoff times where we feel like that you want me to get? I would say December-ish, January would probably be like weather related problems.
Right.
It was one of the printers had a problem with their press, so there could be things that could happen that you're not aware of that could slow them down.
Right.
Or with what's the printer one uses in Michigan?
Wellspring.
Wellspring, yeah, they seem like they're really behind, so that could be a problem. Like
Yeah,
they got
because
a lot of-
they moved facilities.
yeah.
so-
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that would be like I would say like you just contact the printer and say, hey, are there any bad times I shouldn't order or like just be upfront. Just get that information up front when if that's
what was it? Comics Depression? What during the hurricane in Florida some years back? They got flooded,
yes.
and 4 of their 5 machines
Yes.
were just kaput.
And then the paper shortage. So
The paper shortage as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've got your acts of God.
Yeah.
You've got your acts of business,
mhm.
and then you've got your holiday times as well, right? So February in China, December here in the States, or excuse me, that November to December
December corridor. Yeah.
here in the States, stuff will slow down as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I hope that
Holidays. Jeez, these people taking days off and shit. I got work to do, guys. Print my books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, do you put your stuff into print ahead of time or no?
I mean, I
Before
print
your
it as
campaign finishes?
soon as it's ready. I mean, it's just like go. Oftentimes I literally have no concept of holidays. Like I completely forgot this week was the 4th of July. And I was telling my printer like, oh yeah, shit, I need this like by next week because we had to do it. And they're like, well, maybe, but maybe not. We'll see what we can do for you. So
The kicker on that one is that they gave us, we had Thursday and Friday off this year. We never had Friday off this year. So that could have been another little wrench into the machine that some people had Friday off also. So they're like, oh, we're not here, so we can't print anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I always run into Thanksgiving and I'm like, why haven't my printer messaged me back? And I'm like, because it's Thanksgiving, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like people do things.
And then that 7-day corridor from the 24th. And
So really, yeah. So the answer for Michael really is try and dodge holidays as best you can. Like the big holidays, Easter and stuff is kind of a Sunday thing. So not always a big deal. But when like 4th of July is in the middle of the week, that can play some hell with your schedules.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or, when it's a smaller printer and they go on vacation with the family.
Right.
Stuff like that happens.
That's when you get a new printer. I can't have that. I can't have that. You can't be out on a boat when I need books. You can't do that.
It's the scene in
your boat pulls up next to my boat. When I'm waiting for you
to not see you on my lake, sir.
No, it's the scene in My Cousin Vinny when he's trying to get his a new suit, and the store has he said the whole store has the flu. So it's like, what if the whole printer has the flu? It's closed. We got
now it's COVID,
right? What did you guys get your books during COVID? Did you guys put in orders during COVID?
I did. Yeah.
Did it take a long time?
I did. Yeah.
Nope.
It did.
No.
Yeah, I don't remember it taking a long time during COVID.
No, it didn't.
They just got replacement people.
Yeah, we had to switch printers because some of the printers didn't have paper.
Well, yeah, paper problem. That's a different problem. But yeah, when my printer was like, yeah, we got COVID guys on the line, but your schedule will be fine. So I was like, all right, that's fine. But when the paper problem happened, then that just was everywhere.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I remember the moment during the paper shortage where the bamboozle that Calderon and I had gotten roped into.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to use the paper shortage as a way to dance out of the scenario they had built up. And Calderon was like, "No, don't worry about it. I got my my guy to have the printing split up between 3 different facilities, and it's all at the same price." And that person was sweating like a motherfucker.
Was it like that? The episode of Key and Peele when Peele's he's sweating in his.
Oh my man, my man. Yeah. Oh man, one day we gotta go over just the moments where, I'm putting this out
just
there.
Jersey.
Calderon and I, even with as much as we were vocal about shit not being on the up and up, when moments came down to it, we still wanted to believe, and there were times where we could have ended things ourselves too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we went to the facility, and none of us pulled the trigger on that. And oh man,
that was. I remember I was the first person to figure it out. I told everybody, and people told me. People flat out told me to my face, "This is we thought you were crazy." Flat out just told me, he said, "No, I thought you were nuts, bro." And I was just like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I was the one who figured it out, but I was the one who's like,
Yeah.
"Okay." But
Yeah,
the level
but I
of
was-
bullshit was real, though. I mean, I'm serious. It was real, man. It was real. And I mean, FOMO was in the air.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, big
FOMO
time.
was in the air,
Big time,
Big
big time, big time,
big time.
big time.
And I mean, it was what it was. It was a good learning.
Learning.
It was a very good learning experience. It was a terrible learning
And look
experience.
at that, we're
but
still
I
here.
learned a lot. Huh?
We're still here. We still made quite a bit of products since that incident.
Yes.
And we're sharing our
Thank you.
experiences with everybody, guys.
Yep.
You know what I mean? None of us here are experts in creating comic books, but we got a couple wraps around the belt on our waist, man. And that experience, I got no problem sharing any of that with anybody, and neither do you guys. If you're here with me as much as you are, or on other,
Like I
live
said
streams.
before, like a lot of starts and stops.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's okay though.
Yeah,
You're still standing.
definitely. So that's it's a good place to end for the night, right? Went almost an hour and a half.
Oh, we had another 3 hours.
Well,
What happened?
Marvin didn't watch Under Paris.
Oh, damn.
Oh, right now I'm watching The Bear.
No,
The bear.
That's a good
I've been watching my Akira Kurosawa stuff on Max before they pull it off.
What are you up to?
I'm about to finish Hidden Castle. I got another 30 minutes left on that.
Okay. Have you watched
Yeah.
any of the Yojimbo movies?
No. It started with Samurai.
Uh-huh.
I can't watch the whole thing in one sitting,
Mhm.
right? So it's a little bit every night,
Mhm.
and I fall asleep, and then I'll go back and try to catch what I missed, and then
Mhm.
fall asleep again. So it's
No, I got you. That's fair. I
Kurosawa
mean, listen.
watched me.
Yeah. If
But-
you get a chance to watch the Yojimbo movies, they're good.
I will. There's the Yojimbos, and there's at least two more with that guy. His main guy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Seven
Probably.
Samurai at all, but
I mean, there's Ran.
he was the one who was the crazy one of the group of samurais that were recruited. Was his muse, right? That guy was the lead on at least 4 more movies.
Mhm.
And the Seven Samurais come back to theaters right now. I saw an ad for it earlier today. So if anybody gets a chance.
They're doing a marathon at the local theater here.
Oh, nice.
They're
There's
also
no
going-
sharks in it, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Sorry.
going to go see.
What's the point?
We're going to see Troll 1 and Troll 2 at that same theater. So
There you go. Nice. They should top that off with Ghoulies. Ghoulies 1, 2, and 3. There you go.
Ghoulies.
Toshiro Mifune. Michael, thanks, brother. You the fucking man, bro. You see,
There you go.
we gave him some info. He gave us some info. That's parody, baby. That's parody. Yes,
There you
Toshiro Mifune. And the guy who was going back to Seven Samurai, the guy who was the oldest one of the samurai, right? The lead. He was the scientist in the first Godzilla movie.
Probably.
Tom,
Yeah, I
that's
don't remember.
That's how we bring it back to you, Tom. Here we go, baby.
The only Japanese movies I watch are Godzilla movies. That's it.
So you know the guy. You've seen him.
Yeah, the
see
dude with the
them.
patch, that scientist, the patch scientist.
No. He was an older man.
Older
Oh, the old guy. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Sure.
So yeah.
I don't know what you're missing, Tom. You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, Seven Samurai's it, baby.
It's fine.
Seven
It's
Samurai's it.
fine. It's fine.
You know, great,
Yeah.
dude.
It's fine.
Fucking close to 100 years old.
Yeah.
And it's great storytelling. I think it's 75, right? Almost 80.
Probably it was in the 50s, right? So it would be close to 70, 70 close to 80, something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Look at that. Great fucking storytelling that holds up today. Damn, good shit. But all right, let's end on that. I'm sorry. I ramble. Calderon, let everybody know where they can find you,
Have
brother.
the Japanese ever made a shark movie? This is what I want to know.
I mean, probably they're surrounded by water
Yeah,
and great whites. That is their thing. So
yeah,
great
but
whites
like,
and,
there's no like Jaws equivalent in
that
Japan
we know of, 'cause
cinema,
we haven't
right?
looked for
Well, that's why I'm asking. Like, what
I don't
have I
know. I
missed
haven't-
something here? Like, is there
I
a
haven't seen one.
classic Japanese shark movie that I don't
Probably
know
on
about?
Tubi.
We've been so stuck on watching the good movies that
Oh.
we have yet to peer off into the sharks, Japanese shark movie. But there
I'm
probably
pretty
is
sure
one or
there's
two.
a Ninja versus Shark movie.
There you go. Ninja versus Shark.
Oh my God! There's literally a list. The
Yes.
100 best
Yes.
Japanese shark movies.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
what
that,
the
yeah.
fuck?
There you go.
And I found it. Ninja versus Shark.
Ninja versus Shark. There you go.
That's what we gotta fucking watch, baby.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
Oh, it's all just schlock.
Well, some
all-
of it is
it's all
kaiju
schlock.
movies. Some of it is
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all schlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but so there's
And what, the
probably
Amer-
not a Jaws.
The American stuff
equivalent.
isn't.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. But I was kind of hoping for to get that,
Oh, they have a
Jaws experience from the
Right.
Japan side of things. Like,
Right.
that would be interesting.
Right.
You know what I want? I want like a Harry and the Hendersons, but like with the shark. You know what I'm saying? Where the family
Oh,
befriends the
listen.
shark.
Okay, wait. A serious question. Serious question.
Yeah.
Is this a Mandela effect, or am I just missing something? I have
What?
a distinct fucking memory of a movie with Will Ferrell that I thought was Anchorman 2, but it's not apparently, where this motherfucker raises a little shark. Does anyone have that's not the whole movie. It's like a portion of the movie,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right.
And at some part of the movie, he like releases it back out into the wild. This is in my brain, man. Like, this is a real thing in my head. And I watched Anchorman 2, I don't know, 6 months ago. And I was like, wait a minute, where's the shark?
Mhm.
Oh man, you got us on a quest.
Well, when
you
was
got
the
Marvin
last
looking
time?
right now. Marvin's looking right.
Oh yeah,
Will Ferrell and a shark. I know I've seen this.
yeah. I see
When
it.
was
He's wrestling a shark.
Okay. What
When
movie
was
is
the
it?
last time?
Anchorman 2. It says Dobby the shark.
It's not in there. I just watched the fucking movie.
Are you sure?
Now,
You
I know
watched the
they do a
sequel,
lot
not
of
the
like
movie?
weird alternate endings and stuff,
Yeah.
right? So maybe I saw an alternate ending of some kind. But yeah, it's like he went to the lighthouse or something, right? And he was living there, and then there was a shark, and his, Christina Applegate brings his kid and stuff, and like, oh,
No,
here's
but
the
that
shark.
was so there was probably an outtake because the lighthouse was an Anchorman 2,
Okay.
and Christina Applegate was his wife
Yeah.
in the second one.
Yeah.
Well, it's at the end of the movie when Steve Carell's character is getting married.
So it's after end credit scene.
Yes, I think.
Oh, end credit scene.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay. I feel so much better right now
Okay.
because I thought I had
Yeah,
just written a new
absolutely.
movie for Will
After the
Ferrell.
recital. Yeah, it's after the recital.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
I swear I was like, I think I just wrote a script for Will
I didn't
Ferrell.
even
Like
remember that scene at all.
Ferrell and his baby shark.
Anchorman 2 is kind of shitty, guys.
It is kind of shitty. I don't disagree.
I
don't
that
disagree.
was a hard-
Well,
As long as it's not worse than Troll 2. So there's no movie ever going to be worse than that.
Then what?
Never. Troll 2.
Oh, Troll 2.
Yeah, never. There's
Listen to what you just said, Marvin. Troll
No one-
2.
no one can ever film a movie that'll be as bad as Troll 2. I'm sorry.
Was Troll 1 the one with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, where her apartment turns into
Yes.
like this whole? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And
I
had
didn't know
and-
they made a second one.
Yeah, and then it's
Yeah.
not. It was called something else, and then they changed the name. But they're on Tubi. There's a documentary called Best Worst Movie where the guy who plays the dad, he's a dentist. He was a dentist. He wasn't an actor. He goes on tours now, and the crazy guy in the shop is actually a real crazy guy. They just picked up off the streets and put him in the movie.
Holy shit!
And the daughter doesn't put the movie on her resume when she goes for acting jobs.
See, Jay, that's how you make that type of movie. So now you
That's
know what
what
to
I
do
wanna
when you go
fucking do,
make his.
bro.
There you go.
I want to get that's when the best moments happen, right? Everybody who's still watching that wasn't watching in the beginning, I want to make a short. If you're gonna be at the New York Comic Con, let's have some fucking fun. Let's do some zombie shit. Let's film that shit at night after the fucking doors closed at Comic-Con, and let's have a party, y'all. Let's fucking do this. Right?
Nothing to
Now
Just-
you have my attention, Jay.
Yeah.
Now
let
you
me
have my
know.
attention.
Let me know which night you're gonna do it on. Right?
You're not gonna go regardless. What are you talking about?
Well, no.
He
I
wants
want
to know when you're going to do it so he can be busy.
Right. Thank you. See, Tom knows how to read the room.
Tom won't come to New York for that. He won't come to New York for that.
If
He
I'm the
won't.
star, I might.
Listen, I won't come to New York.
Dude, we'll get you some replica cat ears so that doesn't break on you when you're running down the street. Oh, we got this fucking going, bro. We got this fucking going, right? Oh, we need somebody who's good in AI because to run from the zombies, Tom jumps over the fucking barricade into the East River
No, I don't
and
jump
takes
anymore.
off on a shark.
I'm
You don't have
52. There's no jumping.
We can
No
get a stunty. That's fine, bro. We get a stunty for that, bro. We get a crazy guy for fucking free in New York City.
Right?
We'll fucking die, bro. That shit would be great.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tom.
my God.
What people are not gonna know is Jay is gonna be doing this stunt himself because he's the only person that they're gonna find.
I'll
He's gonna
fucking
finally be
do
able to
that
do it.
shit, bro. You don't think I do that? Look,
Now
no,
it
no.
sounds like a
Take you off
Disney
screen.
movie where you just see the person swap out names and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
There's, a
And
movie-
it-
there's like 4 different movies.
I know
watched
you won't
this
do it
week.
because you said the word jump.
bro.
And so like I'll be wearing like a Big Dog Inc. shirt, and then you'll cut to the stunt guy, and he'll be wearing like a Star Wars shirt, and then
I'll wear the Big Dog 8 shirt. It'll be like Spaceballs. You know, when they swap
Oh,
out
they
the
catch the
stunt
stunt level.
and instead of a tall guy with jet black hair and a ponytail, you have a short fat guy who's almost bald with gray fucking hair. Do the fucking dive. Oh. We're gonna have a fucking blast. We're gonna have
They did, and then we can go. You know, they did it in Warriors, right?
Marvin, wait. Marvin, I got more time.
Marvin, let him enjoy himself now because he's not good at what he's doing. It.
So we did the dive into the fucking East River, right? But we cut to Tom in his own lake with an inflatable shark. The fucking boogies. Oh, it'd be fucking great. What's that guy's name? The Turkish dude that does the shit fucking movies?
is
mean
it
the
like UA
German guy?
Bowl or something?
He's German.
He's German.
Come on, you bowl.
You bowl.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. I fucking can't wait. Oh my god, we're gonna have a great time. Holy shit. I'm gonna get drunk. We're gonna fucking do it.
I'm gonna get drunk and make a movie.
Isn't
Run
that what
from
most
zombies
guys
and get
in
rescued by
Hollywood?
a shark. Oh my god.
The first
If
night
we-
drunk is high.
If we can get Will Ferrell to do a cameo,
Is
it'll be fucking
is
great.
Glenda watching?
She
Is
is.
Glenda watching?
She is.
She is. Glenda, please don't let him do it. Like, don't let him do it. You let him do it.
Is this an intervention now?
Yeah, this is definitely an intervention.
Yeah, we need an intervention because
You need-
I
yeah.
probably go into a fucking house savings to fucking get this shit funded. She'll kill me. She'll kill me.
You
Okay.
just do a Kickstarter. Hey, we're doing a 20-minute zombie movie. We need 20 grand.
You know what I'm saying, bro? No, we get the proof of concept.
And then
And
you
we
call
said,
Tom
"This is
Savini
gonna
to
be
do the
fucking
makeup.
shit.
There you go.
It's gonna be shit." And
You just
and
tell him he's going to do it. You just put
Oh,
it
yeah,
in there.
yeah.
Like Tom Savini's doing our makeup. Oh fuck! Here's $1 million.
Here
Thanks.
we go.
Mhm, yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What do we got? We got dude use only AI uses screenshots of everyone's face.
There you go.
It'll look like that Christmas elf reel thing. You know what he elves do the dance and the heads. I don't like that.
You
I
could
like
just
that.
you could do like damn it, what was that cartoon where they would just do the lips that moved? You know, where it was just
Anything
you
from the
draw face?
60s.
No,
Yeah,
no.
it's just
There
a
was
picture
there
in
was this-
the.
right. It was just but there was one specific Clutch Cargo.
Chip jab, exactly. There you go. Holy shit. I fucking got it. Okay. So after the stuntman Jay, who's supposed to look like Tom, jumps into the East River, right? We get Tom in his lake, because we got to incorporate that because that's part of the whole, spiel. We get Tom in his lake with the inflatable shark. boogieing, but before it could fucking boogie, the fucking alligator from the sewers of New York fucking bites onto the back of the shark's tail.
And the
or
shark
Tom's
pops.
fin. You know what I'm saying, bro? We could tie this all fucking back together, right? And in the fight between the gator or the croc and the shark and Tom, right? He's there. And then we cut back to him in his fucking lake with zombies about to go into the lake and cut. And then we go into the comic. Oh, it's going to be fucking great. It's going to be fucking great.
You forgot that then it has to transport into Tom's house. And it's just a table. And he's got alligator toy and a shark toy. And he's just banging them together.
Oh, I like that. The lake. Oh, the Jaws Lego would be out by then. That'd be nice.
But you'd have to get permission to use it in the film.
The Jaws Lego?
I'm sure it's.
No, only if we're charging for the movie. And who the fuck is going to pay for this shit?
You are.
And at the end of it, we'll just have Calderon say, "There's no flow. There's no flow to this at all. There's no flow."
Nothing. Not us.
I just gave you great fucking flow, bro. Zombies, Tom running.
Listen.
jumping into these
What you
river,
do? What you do in the bathroom? That's your business. That's probably the only greatest flow you got.
I
We
got
do
great.
Godzilla versus Critter right now. We can
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of.
There you go.
That's nice.
I got Gamera. Gamera.
I got nothing.
Oh, see, look, I can do like this because it can be like attack because if Godzilla is big, right? It's attack of the 50-foot woman
Yeah,
versus
nice.
Godzilla.
There you go.
It's all scale. It's all about scale, Jay.
Yes.
Scale.
Scale. Galactus. We bring it all out. Wrap it up at the end. Fucking love this, guys.
Yeah.
That's synergy. That's synergy, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
That's how it fucking works. Oh
Yeah.
my
God.
god,
Galactus shows up and says, I just got to destroy this planet now. This is ridiculous.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. What even is this planet? Eat it.
Mhm.
Reads off the end credits. There you go.
There you go.
Like what was it? Rocky Horror. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh,
Mhm.
that's your seat in the whole fucking thing, bro.
The Rocky Horror Zombie Show.
Yes. I'm
Mhm.
loving how this is coming together, guys. I really
yeah.
am. What we're gonna do
Incredible.
now, folks, is we're gonna sign off and we're gonna continue this conversation.
You
No,
said
no.
that 20 minutes ago.
This is gonna be fucking 3 hours right now of this shit.
No.
All right,
Mhm.
and we're gonna
No.
have fun. And this is what
I got toenails to clip. I gotta go.
Toenails to clip.
What the fuck? Anyways, listen. Have everybody say goodnight. Calderon, where can they find you?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all under JD Calderon, theoswaldchronicles.com, talltalesonline.com. Check out my Facebook. You'll find the link. Twitter, the link for the Dreamweavers coming up soon. And tomorrow night, I'll be on with Mr. Rosario, hopefully. And we'll be talking comic books and we'll be talking about stuff.
I'm gonna get a message at 7:30 again.
Probably.
Right? Like, Tom.
I know. Yeah, depending,
Yeah.
we have some unreliable people around.
Yeah, motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Not non-professionals.
All right, you said goodbye, so we're gonna just pull you out for right now since you said goodbye. And because I really want to say this. No, he's here. He's still here. He's still here. I just didn't want his rebuttal because Tom, the reason why you were in New York to start the movie, bro, you were going to Calderon's place to help him set up a new fucking computer. So you don't
Computer.
have to the entire night. Like he's
I'm the
missed-
IT guy. I'm the IT guy. Yeah. Makes sense.
Where can they find you, brother?
I'm down by the lake right now.
Sitting by the dock of the bay.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right. That's right. Apparently watching out for alligators and sharks.
New York alligators. New York alligators.
Yeah.
Nice. Lovely.
But yeah, basically Big Dog Inc., wherever you do your social media thing, we kind of do everything on Facebook first, but then it filters out everywhere else. And we'll be next weekend, we'll have the BD14 anthology launching Saturday morning, so that we will make room for JD's Saturday evening launch. Yeah.
Nice. Loving it. All right. Marvin, where can they find you, brother?
Hit me up at the Edge Comic all across the social medias, comicsbird.com and theedgecomic.com.
My man. And I want to thank everybody who was hanging out with us tonight. I want to thank you for catching this tomorrow or whenever you want to on the restream, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm still going to call it Twitter. I'm sorry. Whatever. They're not paying me enough. Anywhere else, this is where you can catch me. And thank you all for hanging out with us during this craziness. Have a good night, everybody.